Well, good morning. First, let me say there is only one other person in this room who is more proud than I am at the presentation you just saw, and that's Carissa's dad. And it's no small coincidence. We have long known that the best and the brightest that we get as RCA Young Achievers always have tremendous parental support, and that's certainly the case with the Ferguson family. Well, usually I come before you each year at the RCA Technical Symposium to share with you what we've done this year chronologically. This year is a little different. This year, where we usually go into schools, help present STEM programs, initiate technology programs, go into museums and get youth programs started there, go into scouting groups and do radio demos, and by the way, it is now Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts now have their own merit badge for radio. All good things. Well, and forums and banquets, etc., speaking at conventions. We've done all of that this year, but in addition, we've had an international outreach. Last December, we accepted an invitation to go to India to speak at an education conference there. And what I will share with you, they have the same needs and the same desires to want to get young people engaged and interested in wireless technology via ham radio. I am proud to announce to you that as a result of 2 high school principals being inspired at this education conference, 2 new high schools in Hyderabad, India, have now included ham radio as part of their curriculum. So that was a really exciting thing for us, and we now have this international outreach going with the National Institute of Amateur Radio in India. In fact, one of our previous technical symposium speakers, Divyam Mishra, who was here last year, has kick-started a program at an underprivileged high school in India on a visit he made there. And when he asked me for support, because we've supported him through RCA initiatives all through his high school in Colorado by supplying books and materials to a ham radio program that he started there, he asked for our help again. It really wasn't a practical thing for us to do, so instead I referred him to the NIAR in India, and they are helping him. So right now there is a high school where the students would never have had an opportunity to get engaged with wireless and ham radio, that thanks to Divyam, who is now 17 years old, that program is going there. So that's part of the ripple effect I love to share with you of what we do here by supporting them. Well, we've done all these things again this year, but another thing that was different was the crown jewel of all that I do with young people all year is the Dayton Hamvention. And on an average, we have between 8 and 10 young presenters every year who become RCA Young Achievers, and then we support them from that point on. Remember, my demographic is 18 and below. We have a fabulous scholarship program, but my demographic is with the younger ones to get them motivated and interested. So this year was the 30th anniversary of the Dayton Youth Forum. That was 30 years of presenting 8 to 10 young people each year at this magnificent opportunity forum for young people. And I kept thinking all year, including speaking with my DARA friends, 2 of whom are here right now, What can we do that's different to celebrate the 30th? Well, my friend Charles went and made these commemorative code key oscillators that I used to use in the classroom as a commemorative gift if you donate to youth activities. But I wanted to personally do something. And I thought, 30 years, my motivation has always been that I love the fact that most of the kids who present stay in touch with me afterwards. And it's always been fascinating, besides the 30 years of teaching amateur radio, when they continue to refer back to me, let me know what they're doing, and give me status updates. So what I did as my gift to the audience at Dayton this year was to put together a video with a good friend of mine in ham radio, John Amadeo, who is the producer of the Tim Allen show, The Last Man Standing. He is totally supportive of all that we're doing in youth activities, and he introduces this video to show how being involved with radio as a young person influenced his career choices. I started doing just informal statistics and found out that 100% of 7 years worth of our introducing young speakers here has led to 100% of them going to technical schools or choosing a technical career. Dayton, having a 30-year history, as best as I could determine based on those who stayed in touch with me, 97% of them are presently in a technical high school or a wireless industry job, and all of them attribute it to support they got as young people, and especially being featured at the Dayton Hamvention, and now in the last 6 years here at the RCA Technical Symposium. So my gift to what I have come to call the love audience, which is the group that follows us at Dayton every year, and you can literally feel the love at the podium when these young people get up there because of the support that they feel. My gift to them was this video. We went back and we've got 5 young people who are now adults or getting near adulthood, who all stay in touch with me and wanted to do their talk to you and to the audience at Dayton of why it was so important for them to get that support and the different areas in life that it led them to afterwards. So if you ever doubt the benefit of the supporting of young people, both, to me it's always as an educator's perspective for the benefit of them, but to the industry, and you know what, to the world at large, because it means more and more young people are speaking with each other and communicating with each other on the air. So we're going to enjoy showing you this video. We dedicated this to a woman who was with me for 27 of the 30 years at Dayton, who supplied and trained children from Boulder, Colorado, specifically for my Dayton Youth Forum every year. Unfortunately, she passed away last year, so 3 of these students are hers that she coached for Dayton. One of them is an actual 6th grader that I had in my class years ago, who went on to work with the Attorney General of New York State as a result of what she got involved with. But a pleasure to show this and share this with you. The video is dedicated to her, but it's for all of you to enjoy and to see where we're going with all of these RCA goals. Thank you.
Here, let me do it. John, let me do it. Easier to see it.
Welcome to the 30th Hamvention Youth Forum. Attracting young people to amateur radio is the key to the survival and growth of this hobby and service. That makes the Youth Forum the most important event here at Hamvention. Hi, I'm John Amadeo, NN6JA, a television producer living and working in Los Angeles. As a young radio enthusiast myself, amateur radio contributed greatly to my education and played an important role in the development of my career, I've been privileged to attend and participate in several Hamvention youth forums. I've experienced the excitement and support from enthusiastic audiences like you. Amateur radio can be a powerful, positive influence in the life of any young person. For the past 30 years, under the direction of Carole Perry, the Youth Forum has showcased the talents of hundreds of exceptional young hams. It's promoted the educational benefits and networking opportunities of this wonderful hobby. Under the umbrella of the Radio Club of America, and with the participation of organizations like the Quarter Century Wireless Association, the Youth Forum brings excitement, interest, and exposure to amateur radio. Through the generous support of leading manufacturers like Icom, Kenwood, and MFJ, these talented and technically creative young people are recognized for their hard work. Carole, along with her youth activity team, leaves no kid behind, reaching out to schools, STEM programs, scouting programs, museums, and sponsoring activities for young achievers at national conventions and technical symposiums all over the United States. The outreach doesn't stop here in the US, but continues internationally and has recently spread the word as far away as Friedrichsthal in Germany and Hyderabad, India. In fact, the Youth Forum reaches all the way into outer space. As young people present their information to other young people, it creates a ripple effect, multiplying the benefits of this, the most important forum here at Hamvention. Get ready to meet some exceptional young people and enjoy their creative presentations. Learn some new things and be prepared for special guests as we kick off the 30th Hamvention Youth Forum.
My name is Austin Traylor. My call sign is KB0FAA. I'm a junior at Traylor University studying electrical engineering. I can still remember presenting at the Dayton Youth Forum back in 2009. I was much younger then, but I remember the general preparation I was involved in, that single moment where you're presenting in front of a couple hundred people. It prepares you in a lot of ways for future opportunities. Carole invited me to speak at other events and at the Radio Club of America at the Technical Symposium, where I presented on fractal antennas. And Nathan Cohen, the inventor of the fractal antenna, heard my presentation and invited me to tour his company. More recently, I was fortunate to publish with the Radio Club of America an article on software-defined radio architecture. As my junior year wraps up, I'll be preparing to finish my senior year strong at Traylor University and study for the graduate record examinations to pursue graduate school. I'll be interning this summer at Ball Aerospace as their RF technical intern, and I still plan to tinker with software-defined radios. I'd like to thank Carole Perry of DB2MGP for the 30th anniversary of the Youth Forum.
Hi, my name is Mary Alestra, KB2IGG, and I just want to say congratulations to Mrs. Perry and to the Hamvention and to the Youth Forum on its 30th anniversary. It really is a very exciting occasion. Ham radio has been such an important part of my life ever since I was introduced to it when I was 11 years old in Mrs. Perry's class. It was something that really opened up so many worlds for me and just really brought alive many of the things I had been learning in school, including geography and electronics and science, and really gave me a chance to connect and meet with new people, which is just such a great skill to have throughout life. I went on to become Young Ham of the Year 1990. I started a ham radio club in my high school and my college, Cooper Union, which was a really exciting way for me to connect with other people and introduce them to a hobby that had meant so much to me. I really do think that my decision to study engineering in college had a lot to do with the background that I got from ham radio and preparing for the license exams. I'm now a lawyer in New York, working for New York State. It's a job that requires me to be networking and speaking in public on a regular basis, and it's something I think that ham radio really encouraged me to develop these types of skills at a young age. So I'm sure that it's continuing to have an impact in the work that I've chosen to do today. Of course, my work involves public service, which is something that ham radio always emphasized, and which really always drew me to it. So I just want to say again how important I think ham radio continues to be, even in this day and age of smartphones and the internet. I think there's no substitute for the skills and the connection and the community that it fosters, and that's why I'm so excited to congratulate the Hamvention and the Youth Forum on its 30th anniversary. All the best.
Hi everyone, my name is Rohan, KJ6, Alex Space. I'm from Silicon Valley, California, and I was a Dayton Youth Forum speaker in 2014. First, I want to congratulate all of this year's youth presenters for their achievements. I also want to congratulate Carole Perry and the Youth Forum team for a successful 30 years, twice my lifetime, that inspired the next generation. I believe that this forum provides a wonderful platform for young hams to showcase their talents. And for you presenters, it is your opportunity to seek support and guidance from the many experts present in this audience. In the middle of all this going on, Carole Perry invited me to be on a youth panel at PacificCon in 2013. After this, she encouraged me to present some of my projects at local ham clubs, who were very supportive. One of these projects eventually led to me speaking about it at the 2014 Dayton Youth Forum. Carole later invited me to speak at RCA New York in 2014, RCA Bay Area in 2015, and IWCE Las Vegas in 2016. At all of these events, including Dayton, I had the honor and privilege of meeting intellectual people and highly influential people in the world of wireless communication. Currently, I'm a sophomore in high school. Whenever I have a break from school, I intern at robotics companies in Silicon Valley. I also did the cliche thing and started my own company, where I mostly do electronics consulting. All of these, except for school, allow me to work on really cool projects, and my experience in ham radio always comes in handy. Even though some people say ham is useless, ancient technology, it is a foundation on which the modern alternatives are built. Also, the largest resource for young hams is not the technical knowledge they acquire, but the encouraging community they are surrounded by. I wish good luck to the young hams speaking and all of them in the audience. I hope you continue to pursue your hobby and interest in ham radio. I also hope for many, many more successful years for the Dayton Youth Forum. 73.
Welcome to the Dayton Youth Forum, and congratulations on the 30th anniversary. What an exciting event to be a part of. A special congratulations to Carole, and a thank you to all of her and her team who have put this on consistently for the last 30 years. What an important thing to do for ham radio. Hi, I'm Todd, W7TAO, and I had the pleasure of being a part of that, being a speaker almost 30 years ago in Dayton. That event, that invitation, really was life-changing for me. It launched my excitement, my passion for ham radio. Ham radio has done so much for me. It helped me get my first job. It was in electronics manufacturing, and my experience with soldering and knowledge of components and electronics gave me that job. I've enjoyed a long career now representing manufacturers. I now get to enjoy the fun of sharing ham radio with my kids. 3 of my kids are licensed, starting at age 9, and we get to do many fun things together. Our favorite thing is Summits on the Air. We've also started in satellite contacts. We made our first satellite contact the other day, and we're having fun doing that. So again, congratulations, Carole, and what an amazing thing you've done for ham radio. Here's some segments, some video segments to enjoy of my kids and I enjoying ham radio together as I get the pleasure of passing on ham radio to them as my grandfather did for me.
India 7, Hotel Charlie X-Ray.
Yeah, let go. Whiskey 7 Quebec Lima. Okay, Whiskey 7 Quebec Lima.
Whiskey 7, Quebec,
Lima.
Lima.
This is
This is
Kilowatt.
Kilowatt, India, 7 Hotel Charlie X-Ray.
Charlie November 88.
Charlie November 88.
Kilo India.
Kilo, India.
Whiskey Alpha, thank you very much. Please copy my 1 Alpha, Sugar Victor, Sacramento Valley, over.
QSL, thank you, 73.
73, thank you.
Good job. First contract in the books. Nice. Keep going. You need about 700 more.
Okay. Thank you for the Whiskey 7 Delta Kilo.
Hi everyone at Dayton. My name is Don Lafreniere, VA3DJL, more recently W8PSP, and I was a participant in Carole Perry's youth forum back in 1995. And I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my experience, the importance of the youth forum, and what I'm up to now in amateur radio. So before we head up to the shack, I thought I'd give you a quick look of what late March looks like here in the beautiful Keweenaw Peninsula in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. All right, let's head up to the shack. Welcome to our shack. Back in 1995 when I talked at the youth forum, I was living in Windsor, Ontario, and was a member of the Sun Parlor Retirees Amateur Radio Club at the age of 15 or so. And that was what my talk was about at the youth forum back in those days. What was so important to me was that, and what the youth forum provided for me was really the first opportunity to learn how to do public speaking, how to speak in front of a group, and to feel confident about myself, and to really be able to tell people stories. Fast forward now about 25 years, and I'm a professor of geography at Michigan Tech University, where naturally speaking in front of large groups of students is second nature to me. And I really want to say thank you to Carole for giving me that opportunity as a teenager so many years ago to build up that confidence and to really feel good about public speaking, and knowing that and really having an opportunity to translate my hobby into what becomes my future career. While a fantastic opportunity, something even more important happened to me all those years ago, and that is I met my future wife, Erin, KD4YLR.
I was also at the
She was a speaker the next year when he was in the audience.
as an audience member.
Something for
I
everyone.
recognized him from having talked to him briefly on local repeaters, but didn't know him very well. We met again that fall on Packet Radio. He had gotten a TNC for his birthday and was trying it out, and I was already a regular in the Detroit area Packet scene, and so we started chatting. After a few weeks, we decided to move over to FM, and we talked on 2 meters across Lake St. Clair almost every night for the next couple of years. We became very good friends, and Don decided to come to Michigan for college so we could stay together. And shortly after that, we got married.
And magically, and Simon, and Peter.
This is NAPJL.
Oh, hi. My name is Peter. I'm NAPJL. I'm 12 years old and was licensed when I was 10. I'm a 4th generation ham. My great-grandpa was a ham, and my grandpa and grandma were hams.
So that's all from here up in the Upper Peninsula. We just want to say, Carole, congratulations on your 30th anniversary of the Youth Forum. Keep inspiring all of us and the next generation of teams. And to everyone at Dayton this year, have a great time at the new venue.
My name is Kristen Lundy, KC0INX, and I want to start by saying how honored I am to be part of the 30th Dayton Youth Forum. Congratulations to all the presenters this year on the amazing opportunity you have here, and I want to wish all the youth of today's radio the best of luck in their future endeavors, both with radio and with play. I was a presenter at the Youth Forum in 2000 when I was 12 years old. I spoke about the 14er event, which is a contest that takes place on the top of any of the 14,000-foot mountains in Colorado each August. Watching my grandpa, uncle, and dad participate in this event is what got me interested in ham radio. And though I'm unable to participate in the 14er event now that I no longer live in Colorado, contesting is the main way I participate in ham radio today. My husband is in the Air Force, so we move every 3 to 4 years, which can make contesting difficult. But each November, no matter where we live, my dad, Mike, K2KR, and my mom, Carole, KC0MOM, bring the radio gear to some place near where we are living, or even to our backyard, so we can compete in the November SSB sweepstakes. We have had the opportunity to work sweepstakes from a state park in West Texas 1 year, 2 years from a state park in Missouri, and now 3 years from our backyard in Nevada. Some years have been easier than others, but we have still managed to win first place in the multi-operator class in each section we have worked.
Whiskey Delta 5 kilowatt.
Whiskey Delta 5 kilowatt, please copy number 138. Mike from Kilo 2 Kilo Romeo, check 98, Nevada.
Number 125, Alpha, Whiskey Delta 5 Kilo, check 62, North
Copy number 136. Mike from Kilo 2 Kilo Romeo, check 98, Nevada.
QSL, please copy number 7, Bravo, NX5086 Oklahoma.
Okay, thank you. Good luck. QRZ from Kilo 2 Kilo Romeo. I am so grateful for the opportunity I was given through Bark Jr. 17 years ago to come speak at Dayton and to gain experience with public speaking at such a large event. As a 5th grade teacher today, I speak regularly in front of not only my students but also large groups of parents as well. I also have the amazing opportunity during my unit on the Civil War to go above my curriculum and teach my 5th graders about Morse code, which many of them know nothing about. Because of my experience in ham radio, I know more about Morse code than I would without this background. I also have the ability to share keyers with my students so they can experiment with spelling out their names or messages in Morse code on the different kinds of keyers. This unit is always a favorite of my students and that they remember fondly at the end of the year. With the passing of Ellie, M0QCX, this past year, I really came to realize the impact she had on everyone who knew her, from her days as both a school teacher and her time with the many youngsters who came through her doors for Bark Jr. She was a dedicated and caring leader, and my hope as a teacher is that I will have the same kind of lasting impact on my students as she had on everyone who knew her. I want to thank Carole Perry, WB2MGP, for her dedication to youth and ham radio and for taking the time to coordinate this amazing youth forum year after year. What an incredible opportunity. I also want to thank everyone who helped put this event together and to everyone in attendance for supporting the youth and amateur radio. Let's continue to grow and build our ham radio community. I hope to speak to you in this year's November sweepstakes. 73 KC0INX.
Questions, if you have some?
I thought it was important that for groups that support the youth activities, that you see the ripple effect of where all the labors of love go and end up. And this is a small sampling, as I said, of 90% of the presenters at Dayton going on and pursuing technical endeavors. Anybody have any question or comment? Okay, he wants to know how many students. You got a pencil to write this down? 30 years of teaching in a middle school in Staten Island, New York. I had 12 classes every term. Now we're talking, all I taught was introduction to amateur radio. Not a licensing class, just an introduction to enhanced school curriculum. 12 classes, up to 40 students in each class. You do some quick math, I had over 900 students a year who came through the program. The idea was not to grind out licensed ham radios because everybody had to come through my program. It was a mandatory part. 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, you were coming through this program. And I had to then accommodate everybody. So we had special needs children, gifted children, so-called average children, everybody in each class. So the idea of my goal was to enrich school curriculum. I tied it into all the different school subjects and enhance the learning experience for them through the fun of amateur radio. But it was 30 times about 400 students a year. And now, of course, Staten Island being a small place, I bump into them everywhere as adults with children of their own, including getting pulled over by a motorcycle policeman one night. And I said, "What's the problem, officer?" He said, "Nothing, Miss Perry, I spotted your license plate." So I just prayed one day I'm not on a surgical table looking up and seeing the anesthesiologist being one of my former students who I might not have passed or given a good grade to. But it was always fun, and the idea was to make the learning be fun, and the least likely of students were sometimes the one who wanted to go on to pursue. It triggered something in them that they wanted to go on and pursue getting licensed, at which point I would turn them over to the local ham radio clubs.
Anyway, what I wanted to tell you was a story that I called her like 2 or 3 weeks before Ham mentioned. I said, "I need a 50-year-old." And I had been to India and had met with the National Institute of Amateur Radio, was totally impressed by these people. And they dragged me around the country to do a lot of speaking while I was there. But there was a young man who was so incredibly impressive as an amateur radio operator. He'd won all these awards. I mean, it was wow. He was 15, maybe 16 years old.
He was 14 at Dayton.
And I asked Carole, I said, "Can you please get him into your program somehow? You won't believe this guy." I sent her all the stuff. And to this day, that young man is still communicating with her and has been working with her to help get this curriculum going in India. And that's a big deal, I think. So congratulations and thank you for all that you do and following up on things and taking care of the last minute details sometimes that we put on you. So thank you.
And thank you for all the support. Yes.
Let me say that my company, Radio, we have quite a few ham radio operators. They are our best engineers.
There you go. There you go. Thank you for that endorsement. Anybody else? It's all good, optimistic outlook for all of this. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. These kids are fabulous coming up. Okay.